Hello and welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about my personal list. I mean, this doesn't mean anything to anyone but me, but my personal list of top 10 overrated actors in Hollywood right now. People who I'm sick of seeing. So, at number 10, I've got Paul Rudd. It's nothing personal to him, but I'm sick of seeing him. I'm sick of seeing him pop up in things that I don't really want to see him in. His addition to Ghostbusters is not a good one. It almost feels like a cameo babysitting role for him. Whereas in he's the guy. I don't know, it just doesn't gel well with me. Like, what happened to Ghostbusters is a travesty, and especially after this most recent one, which is Frozen Empire. Like, the Ghostbusters franchise for me is dead now. After seeing his salary for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which was at $10 million, and then some of the original cast only getting like $150,000, and I just think the way they've approached this franchise, putting Paul Rudd at the helm instead of the original guys, it was just a big mistake, and it's showing. No one really cares anymore about Ghostbusters. And then you've got Ant-Man Quantumania, which I saw and was extremely disappointed with. Like, I like him as Ant-Man, but only in like the Avengers movies, or where is it like a cameo. Like, I don't think he personally can carry a film. Now, do I like Paul Rudd as a man? Yes. But am I sick of seeing him in Hollywood? Yeah, I don't have faith that he can bring something to the mix. So I'm putting him there. Now, this next one is going to raise a few eyebrows, and that's Oscar Isaac. For me, everything he's touched has not turned out well. Now, people will say, oh yeah, but he's in June, it's amazing, and it probably is. I watched a bit of the first one and didn't really like it. Now, is he a good actor? Yeah, I guess. But everything for me that he's touched has turned to crap. Starting with X-Men, where he played Apocalypse, and they buried him underneath all this makeup. And there was no way of salvaging this movie. And in fact, I felt embarrassed for Oscar Isaac. And then, he's going to be the next big thing in Star Wars, and really he wasn't. He was just okay. He did his performances, and that's that. And then, yeah, I'm going to be Moon Knight. Some superhero that nobody's ever heard of, and we all give it a chance, and it's not really his fault, but just everything that he seems to touch just turns to poop, barring June. I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but I'm sick of seeing him turn up, because for me, it's like, is this going to be any good? Like, history's proven it's not. So I'm just going to put that one there. Okay, next for me is a British actor, and that is Mark Strong. I'm so sick and tired of seeing this guy turn up in films. It's like Hollywood has gone, right, we need the guy to be British, we need him to be very boring and dull and play the same guy he's played in everything. Right, we'll get Mark Strong. That's what happens when you see Mark Strong in a role. He is woodenly the same in everything, barring maybe Green Lantern. I'm bored when I see Mark Strong. Like, he'll play a gangster or a boss or something with authority. Like, there's no versatility with Mark Strong. I'm talking about like in Kick-Ass, where there's nothing wrong with him, but back then, that was in 2010, like, that he was new. You fast forward to like nowadays, it's like, I am so sick of this guy turning up in films. So I'm just going to put that one there. This is nothing personal, but next for me is Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. Now, I'm a massive fan of Stranger Things, but to say that this guy is the next big thing for Hollywood is bananas. He's got no screen presence, and he's turning up as a Ghostbuster. Now, when I was a child, I would have dreamed to have been a Ghostbuster, but never to see someone like Finn Wolfhard doing it. And it's nothing personal, but he's just a child to me. He's just a child. And they keep putting him in things because it's like, oh, he's great in Stranger Things, guys. Guys, look at him in Stranger Things. He's not great in Stranger Things. He is in the early seasons, but as we progress along, he gets outshined by many of the other actors. So, for me, nothing personal to him, but Finn Wolfhard. I'm sick of seeing him. You know, there is so many actors out there who are desperate and are trying, and this guy's got enough gigs. Let somebody else have a go. So I'm just going to put him there. Now, the next actor for me that I can't stand seeing pop up in films, and this is going to piss some people off, and that's Tom Hiddleston. I'm British, and he is the epitome of posh British, which I cannot stand. I've got no time for it, especially in films. Americans love it. They want to suck it all up. Like, it's so BBC to me. Like, it's so British, and I want to see something different. That's why I'm watching this Hollywood movie, and it's nothing personal to Tom Hiddleston. But just him, the fact that he's low-key and he's still milking that role, it's like, go and do something else. Marvel is over, in my eyes, and it doesn't matter. Like, if it's being held together by Loki, like, we've got big problems. So I'm just going to put that one there. Tom Hiddleston. And, you know, following the chain, I've got Chris Hemsworth. Now, this isn't really anything to do with Marvel. I think he played Thor pretty good, especially in Endgame and Infinity War. His solo movies, not so much. And the problem with it is they've tried to make Chris Hemsworth a comedian, which he is not. He's not even that really good of an actor. He brawned himself out, and he filled the part with his physicality and the way he looked. Let's be honest, because what are we basing his acting ability on? Like, every franchise he touches doesn't do well, barring the Marvel franchise. Would you not agree with that? You've got Ghostbusters, where I was cringing every time he did a joke. Like, that, I don't know what that was. You know, the female Ghostbusters, I don't know what his aim was there, or the director's aim, but it's like this awkward humour that I cannot stand, where you're supposed to feel awkward. Like, if that's the limitations of how you have to reach people's, like, humour, and he does it in everything. He does it in Thor, you know, especially in Ragnarok. Like, you get this chemistry of awkwardness. Sometimes it lands, but the way he actually acts and performs, it's not that good. You look at him in Men in Black, he's forgettable. He's forgettable in most of the roles he does, barring the Marvel ones. So I'm putting him there. Following the Marvel trend, but not deliberately, is Mark Ruffalo. I cannot stand how he phones in his performances. He is so lazy. People say that Vince Vaughn looks tired. This guy seems like he's just woken up out of a coma and is like, how have you ended up in Hollywood? I have no idea what Mark Ruffalo has done to end up with the gigs that he gets. Like, he, to me, is lazy. Is undeserving of the parts that he gets. Like, you're supposed to play Bruce Banner and be like a scientist, and I don't get any of that from him. Does anybody else get it from him? Because I don't. He's lethargic and tired. Like, no scientist that I would have ever come across is like that. Just it doesn't make sense to me, his behaviour as a scientist. And so the fact that he got the role after Edward Norton, that amazes me. Has he done a good job with it? The films carry him. He could never get his own role and make it a good, successful Hulk. I don't believe. Like, I'm thinking of him in Shutter Island. He's okay in that. He's barely in it. Like, is Mark Ruffalo a good actor? For me, not really. So I'm putting him there. Next for me is Vin Diesel. This guy was great in Saving Private Ryan. And that's it. he, to me, is the epitome of what I hate in actors, which is brawn. The way, that's all he's using is his brawn. There is no cunning. He doesn't translate well to film. I feel like his voice is inappropriate for the roles that he gets. I don't understand the Fast and Furious love. And I've just not seen Vin Diesel in any role besides Saving Private Ryan where I can go, yep, that was good. I enjoyed that. Well done, Vin. Not one single role. I can't stand Vin Diesel, and I'm just going to leave it there. I've seen so many of his films. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm leaving it there. Vin Diesel's there. Okay, now at number 3, we've got Henry Cavill. He's another one. When I see his name come up in a film, it's like, this is not going to do well. And I'm wrong probably of saying this, but for me, Henry Cavill is not a very good actor. Or if he is a good actor, like the directors go, hey, whoa, hold back a bit, Henry. We don't want you showing any emotion. We just want you to look pretty. That's what I see with Henry Cavill. I don't see somebody who's excited or really becoming the character. And we've seen that with Superman. We've got Man of Steel, which is his best performance as Clark and as Superman. But everything after that, it just felt like it was in a green screen room and he was given no dialogue. And for me, that's just like, that's an indicator that this guy can't act. Because if he could, you would be letting him chew up the screen. You know, Christopher Reeve, was he a good actor? Not particularly, but look how much dialogue he got. And look how much love there is for Christopher Reeve. You don't get that for Henry Cavill because, simply put it, he looks like a figurine. He turns up and he just stares and looks around and everyone else is acting around for him. Was he good in Mission Impossible? Barely had any dialogue. That's it. You know, Henry Argyle, awful. Like, he's just this pompous. I'm bored of seeing him. I'm sorry, Henry. Like, you were good in Man of Steel like 11 years ago. And that's pretty much it for me. Next, at number 2, is the extremely overrated. And I am so sick of seeing him. Even though he's a great guy. He's what a great guy is. Jason Momoa. When I see his name come up, and starring Jason Momoa, like, I run for the hills. Like, come on. When is he going to be doing a film where I can go, yeah, I really want to sink my teeth into this. This is good. This is, like, up there. I've not seen one yet with Jason Momoa. No, I have no dispute that he's a great guy, great dad, all that. He does all his Facebook stuff, TikTok, or whatever it is that he does. And people love him. But for me, he's brought nothing in his performances to the cinema that I can honestly say, you know, that was pretty terrific. Maybe Game of Thrones. You know, that's it. And with the body of work that he's got, he should be doing better than that. So I'm just going to leave that there for Jason Momoa. Now, all of these people, I don't mind them as actors, but I'm just sick of seeing them when there's so many people out there trying. Now, my number 1 for me is Dwayne Johnson. I cannot stand his performances, and it's more about who he's becoming as a man. Like, in his mind, he's the latest Arnold Schwarzenegger. The problem is, he really is not. He's not done a Terminator. He's not done anything that's like groundbreaking. Now, is he good in Moana? Yeah, his vocal talents are brilliant. His singing's pretty good. Now, do I want to watch any more movies with Dwayne Johnson? Absolutely no way. I've been stung too many times. Me and my daughter, we went to see Rampage, and it just felt like a straight-to-DVD, abysmal. He doesn't have the charm that Arnold Schwarzenegger brings to roles, and I hate the overconfidence that he thinks he's going to be able to like re-establish characters like Jack Burton, Big Trouble in Little China. This has been like greenlit for about, I don't even know, 20 years or something. Dwayne Johnson's going to be Jack Burton. Based on what? I don't really like to see him in movies anymore. Like, when I saw that he was being Black Adam, that was it for me with him. It was like, I'm done. Like, you were trying to bring superheroes who nobody really gives a shit about to the forefront on your star status. Black Adam, like, who? There's no way on earth that was going to be a hit. Like, anybody who thought that was going to be like explosive when we can't make the already established characters be hits is absolutely insane. Same with Blue Beetle. Like, you know, the optimism that some people had for that was incredible. But you know what? He is a contributing factor to the DC universe being scrapped because of his over-arrogance. So I'm entitled to put him at number 1. He's made his money, and this is not a reflection of how he is as a man, but his decision-making with movies. It is. Just stop, Dwayne. Like, just stop. You'll never be Stallone. You'll never be Schwarzenegger, because they had something different that you don't bring to the table. You've got this weird comedy factor, like seeing you turn up in Baywatch. It's like it's going to be a comedy because you're in it. The only role I can honestly say where I really, really enjoyed him in was Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg. That was the Dwayne Johnson I want to see. But this, where he just thinks that he can just turn up, doesn't need to wear hair, doesn't need to do any of that, just turns up with his bald head and he plays another man. He's not doing it right. He's not translating well to screen. And that's what I'm going to say about Dwayne Johnson, and I'm leaving that one there. Thank you very much.